Hey everyone, Kyle here from Wealthy Affiliate. Today I'm going to walk you through the process of setting up a brand new user on your WordPress site. As you may have noticed by now, your website's created by default with a user by the name of admin. As we move forward, we're going to want to really brand our sites a lot more, and we're going to want to use our own name, or if you're using a pen name, to use that as the author of all our pages and our posts within our content. And we're also going to want to go back and update our existing content to represent an actual author. It obviously creates a lot more trust when our content is created as an author and not as an admin. When people see admin as the author of content, they really don't know what to believe at the end of the day. So we really want to get more personal with our website, and to do this we're going to be creating a user. So in this tutorial I'm going to be walking you through how to create a new user using the platform here at Site Rubix and with the backend in WordPress, and how to manage them here and how to manage your passwords and everything basically related to creating a user. I'm going to be helping you out with here. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into things. I'm going to be showing you how to create a new user. So to create a new user, I need to log into the back office of my website. And to do this, I simply click the Login Now button associated with my website. You may have one-to-many websites, and obviously you're going to click the button that's associated with your website. Click Login Now, and this is going to pop up a list of all the users you have associated with that website. And in this case, this is a new site, and I haven't created an additional user, so I'm only going to see my admin user. And admin users are created by default with every WordPress website that you'll create. And you can see the role here is administrator, which means I have full right access to absolutely everything involved in my website. So it means I have full control, and it's got my password. I can reset my password, and then I can also log in here by clicking the login now button. So I'm just going to click that, and it's going to take me into the back office of my website under this user admin. So now here I am within my WordPress admin area, and to manage users, you'll see over within the side menu here a users button. You're going to want to click that to access your users tab, or you can hover over to this drop down here and you can click add new. I'm just going to pop into all users just to show you that I have one user for this website. It's admin, and by default it uses your email address that you signed up to Wealthy Affiliate with. You can update this by editing this user. And I do want to mention, and it does confuse a lot of people when they go to create a new user, that you cannot use the same email address for multiple users. So if you want to use the email address associated with your admin, change your admin to something completely different. It doesn't even have to be an email that you use. It can just be a random or a fake email if you want. But if you want to associate your actual email with your new user, just make sure you go in and edit your admin first and change your email, because when you go to create a new user and you try to create that email, it's not going to allow you if you have a duplicate one in there already. So I just wanted to mention that before we move forward. And from this page you can also add a new user. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click add new, and this is going to take me to the new user creation process. So here I am on the add new user page, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a new user with a new username. We already have an admin user, and typically what we want to do is we want to brand ourselves going forward and brand all our content with a particular user or an author. I tend to utilize my name, my first name, but you can use your pen name, you could use your first name and last name, you could use your first name and your last initial, whatever you like and whatever you want to brand yourself as in terms of the content creator and the author and the brand of your website. So it can be absolutely anything that you want. So as I said, I tend to use Kyle, and that's what I use as my author name on my websites. And then you can put your first name, and then you can put your last name. You put your website URL. So in this case, this is kylesmarketingsite.com, and then your role, you're going to want to make yourself an administrator. There are different types of roles here. These Anything other than an administrator is going to have limited control and access. For example, if you ever wanted to have a guest writer, you might want to set up an additional author, and then that will give them very limited access here within the back end of WordPress. And basically, it only gives them rights to create content and not do anything else, like they couldn't add plugins and that sort of thing. But we want to create an administrator, because going forward you're going to be logging in as this new user, and you're going to be working on your website as that user as well, and you're always going to be logging in, so you're going to be doing all your management, from everything to your website settings to WordPress updates. As you can see, I need to update WordPress here, and all that sort of stuff. So the gist of it: create an administrator. You don't need to know anything else outside of that when you're creating a new user, and you don't want to create any other type of user for your main user either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off filling in my details here, my email address, and then I'm going to create my add new user, and then we're going to move on to the next step. So here you can see I've created my new user, and it's provided me with my login details up here, my password. You can save that somewhere safe if you want, but you're also going to be able to access all these details from within Wealthy Affiliate, which I'm going to be showing you here. It says you can also manage your administrator passwords within your site manager page at Wealthy Affiliate. And then you're going to see my user shows up down here. It's got all the details associated with it. It's got my name, which is also an optional field. You don't really need to include your name if you don't want. And then it's got my username over here. I can edit it, and then if I wanted to delete a user, I could also delete that particular user. So I've created this user now. Now what I want to do is if I have any pages or posts, I can go in here and I can edit. I just have one sample page here, but I can edit this page, and I can make myself the author of this actual page here, which is very easy to do. And all I want to do is head over to the pages here and do a quick edit and select Kyle as the user. So that's how you're going to want to edit the page. A lot of people do get confused, and they try to edit their user within the actual editor. As you saw, I took it over here, and I just wanted to show you for clarity's sake. People go in here and they fumble around, and they're just like, they wonder why they can't change their particular user. It's because it's done within a quick edit. As you hover over, you're going to see quick edit, and then you can associate a different author with the page. So you're going to want to go through all your existing content on your website now that you've created this user, and assign your author to all your pages and posts that you've created. So I'm going to update that there. And then if you have posts, you want to do the same thing. You want to go in quick edit and change the admin user to the new user that you've created, and you go down through all your posts. If you have multiple posts, you're going to want to do that. So that's going to assign your content to you. And also now when we go to the website, I'm just going to view this post here and just show you. This is just sample content here, but you're going to see that the content has been created as author Kyle. I don't have my image associated because I haven't created my Gravatar yet, which is something we'll be getting to. But it does look a lot more personal when you do create content and it has an actual author versus saying admin here. It's far more brandable. It creates a lot more trust on your website, and as a result, it's going to lead to a lot more conversions. So So yeah, that's basically creating a user. Now I'm going to head back to the wealthyaffiliate.com site manager within Site Rubix here, and I'm going to show you that this is how to manage this new user within Wealthy Affiliate. So here I am on the Site Manager page within Site Rubix tab, so you can access this through the Site Manager here. Um, and what you're going to see is I still have this window up from logging into my WordPress back end, and it's only showing admin. That's because it hasn't refreshed yet. If I close this and I open it back up, you're going to see the same thing. In order to see the new user, what you have to do here is you're going to have to refresh your page. Or you can simply go back to the site manager, and that's going to refresh that user account. So now when I access that site, which is Kyle's marketing site, you're going to be able to see now that I have multiple users. You're also going to notice that once I access it, it's going to show a plus symbol here within the login now button, which indicates that I have multiple users associated with that website. As you can see in the site below, I have the same thing. My top website, I don't have that icon, meaning that I only have one user associated with that website. So here are my two users. They're both administrator. You can see the Kyle user here. Here are my passwords. If I ever want to reset my password, I can click this, and it will associate a brand new password, fully hack proof, to this user. The reason we automate the passwords in the way we do is we're creating ultra secure passwords automatically for you so they cannot be hacked. WordPress, since it's the most widely used platform for websites, have a lot of people that try to hack it, and we have many things in place in terms of security, password security, and prevention from these sort of botnet attacks. To prevent you from getting hacked and people being able to log into your website, we have the tendency when we create our own passwords to use things that are very easily hackable. So we provide these passwords that are very difficult to hack, and this makes your website that much more secure. But if I ever want to reset, I can click the reset button here, and it's going to change it, and my login now button is now associated with that new password, so I can click that, and it's going to log me into my website, and it's going to be a total breeze. So there's no, it's a pretty seamless process there. And that's basically the management of your WordPress users, the creation of your WordPress users, and the reason why you want to create a new user. In this case, you want to create all your content on behalf of an author that is brandable and that is far more trustworthy than having admin labeled beside all of your content. As a user or as a visitor to your website, it's going to come across as a lot more personal and trustworthy, and I do recommend that for any niche that you get into and any website that you create an additional user. Sometimes you might even have guest users, so you might have 2 or 3 users here on occasion, depending on how many people you have managing your website and creating your website content. So if you do have any questions about any of the content covered in this video or anything I've talked about, I would be more than happy to help you out. Please leave your questions below this video, and I will help you out. Hope you enjoy this video. Thanks a lot.